We're live. There you go. Welcome everybody. This is Full Disclosure. I am Derek Lamont Williams the first. We got Big Dick Dashley, Rich Green in the house, the little lady in the house, Lisa Burnett, and we have special guest Damon Morgan, my brother in the house. Tell him what's up, Dame.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, what's up with everybody? What's up, Reese? She first one on. You should get a prize. You know what I'm saying? What's up, lady? How's everybody doing this week?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good.
How we doing? How we doing, Lisa?
I'm doing good. I'm great.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, look, went to see Black Klansman. Everybody go out, check that Black Klansman out. Spike Lee did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Spike Lee, top of his game. Go check it out. Go check it out. And you know what I'm saying? Give people a chance to get on live with us. We got Patrick Bubba Cole join.
What's up, Pat?
You know what I mean? Thanks for everybody. What's up? What's up with it? This Full Disclosure. Hey, go check that Black Klansman. I'm gonna say this real quick, man. I'm telling you, we got to the movie, right? I'm thinking it ain't gonna be a lot of people there. You know what I mean? You know how people don't come out and support because you get to the little thing and they got the seat chart now. You know what I mean? So you pick your seat. So it was full. There was a lot of people there. So I'm pick my seat. We go in. I'm like, oh, we representing this motherfucker. Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. Get in there. No brothers.
They pick
No brothers.
seats.
Yeah, it's pre-reserved. It's like you go to a screen and you can pick your seats before you get in at some of the newer movie theaters. Yeah.
No, it was like 3 other couples that was black.
Yeah.
All white people.
Hey, y'all went out and supported Black Panther. Let's go out and support Black Panther.
We was just talking about support last week. We got to support these movies. If we want these stories told, we have to support these movies.
Yeah, even if you want to watch a bootleg, go to the theater
Go
first.
to the theater, man. Everybody, we should all been, y'all going to see the Meg. Fuck the Meg. You know what I'm saying? Go see Black Klansman. You know what I'm saying? Spike Lee joint. Denzel watched the sun. They did the thing in there. So what's on your mind? What we talking about this week? That real Big Dick?
Oh, you know what, man? Y'all, if I'm gonna start it off,
set it off.
All right, I'm gonna start it off. I had a pre-picked topic, but I changed it because today one of my family members made a post. I like to read the post and then I like to discuss it as a whole. So what she said was, I've been to hella funerals in the last few years, and I've seen a lot of bullshit in these streets. People are talking about Black Lives Matter. But really, it's all lives matter. Every funeral I've been to,
here we go with that.
Killing another black man. It wasn't no police or no Taliban. It's been a nigga. So while people out protesting, getting mad at the police, we as Black Americans need to protest against our fucking selves. We the fucking problem. We are the real terrorists. You, me, my neighbor, your brother, my brother, and last but not least, our fathers. Something's got to shake. I'm tired of going to these funerals on life. That's a super fact. Okay. Go ahead.
You are so weak. This is what I'm gonna say about Spike Lee, who's a great filmmaker, probably the best black filmmaker of my lifetime. He directed Malcolm X.
Let me not cut you off. Did you hear the subject? Stick to the subject.
I was going back to this. When you talking about police brutality, Spike Lee, when I was 12 years old, this is in 1989, Do the Right Thing came out. Radio Raheem was killed at the end of the movie. The same thing that happened in New York 15 years later. We have to start looking at, does something ever change?
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, I kind of
Michael Garner. I'm sorry.
No, Michael Garner. I didn't say you selling loose cigarettes. Derek, you had a point you wanted to make on this before I even chime in. I mean, I know I brought it up, but I like to get y'all thing before I say.
First off, it sounds like that post is made out a lot of hurt. You know what I mean? And I understand the pain and the frustration that we all go through, with especially when all these young fellas is losing their lives in these streets, senseless violence. It's very sickening. It really is. So I sense the hurt in the post. So I want to give like a pass in a sense, but it's still, here we go with, we don't protest these deaths because, you got 2 lives are being lost. There's a difference when the police do it, and the difference when one of these young men is lost, take another young man's life. He's going to prison for the rest of his life if they catch him. That's without a doubt. And the thing that this narrative that we don't do nothing when a black man kill a black man and vice versa. When the last time have you been to one of these stop the violence? I mean, every time it's always something. It's at a church and the site. You know, I remember on Market when when a young man died. How many people was out there? You know what I mean? They had these vigils all the time.
That's right.
And you know, so it's not like no action is being taken. And then with another, all lives matter. Here we go with this, all lives matter. We know all lives matter. Nobody ever said all lives matter. We want to know when black lives matter. We want to know when does black lives matter. And this whole thing that black lives don't matter to black people, that's bullshit, because we sit here, I'm black. Your life matter? Do my life matter to you?
I think it does.
Your life matter to you?
My life damn sure
Your life
matters.
matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit here and act like black lives don't matter. It's only a small minority group that's actually doing these murders. It's not like you saying the neighbor and your mother. My mom ain't out here robbing people. It's a small amount, but when it's a loud minority, what you call it, a loud minority, when you got 10 people out of 100 people in the neighborhood, and those 10 people will kill you.
And that's all they ever show on the media and Facebook and on the news is those 10 groups of people. Those
10, you know, when they're the loud minority. You know, most people, Pac said it. Pac said, one of the things that Pac said was the realest thing. You know, we scared of the same criminal element that y'all scared of. You know what I'm saying? But we live next door to the motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So it's like, what can you do? What can you say when you see something, you know something, but you're not being protected? You know, you can't trust the police is going to protect us. So you expect me to say something when I don't know if you're going to protect me? And I'm living next to the motherfucker that killed him. You know what I mean? Y'all, you know, you got to take in everything into consideration. Everything ain't black and white, especially in something like this.
And I also think that it's more to it than just marching and singing and going up to the city hall and protesting with these damn signs we have. Like, we've been doing the same thing over and over. So now I think it's time that we step it up and do something different besides march and protest, because we was doing that in the 60s and it's 2018 and we're still in the same exact predicament. So what do we do besides sing, protest, cry, and march with our signs or whatever?
See, this is what I can't stand. Like I said on Facebook about 2 months ago, I got in trouble because when I was in the fifth grade, fifth grade, I didn't stand for the national anthem. They made us do it before class started. They sent me to the principal's office, called my mother up there, you know, our mother, basically. She our mother. And she looked at them like, you called me up to school for this? Same thing happening right now. Straight blatant disrespect. They killed us. They burned churches back in the day. To this day, they killing unarmed. See, look, if the black man was armed, I would understand it. But you are killing people with no gun. Shoot them in the leg. Shoot them in the foot, something.
The stun gun.
The stun gun.
People, they dying.
They are shooting.
Well.
It just happened the other day. They shot a man in the back who was running from the police.
We got Patrick Bubba Cole saying she has a point. Sheree Robinson just joined. Al-Harid the Dread just joined. What's up, everybody? To anybody who just joined, Rich, could you read the post again?
Okay, here's the post again. It's by a black female family member, lover. It said, I've been to hella funerals the last few years, and I've seen a lot of bullshit in these streets. People talking about Black Lives Matter, but really, it's all lives matter. Every funeral I've been to is a black man killing another black man. It wasn't no police. It wasn't no Taliban. It's been a nigga. So while people are out protesting and getting mad at police, we as black Americans need to protest against our fucking selves. We the fucking problem. We are the real terrorists. You, me, my neighbor, your brother, my brother, and last but not least, our fathers. Something's got to shake. I'm tired of going to funerals on life. That's a super fact, 100. Now, I kind of let everybody say what they had to say. I'm just going to chime in on this. Like Derek said, I agree. There is a lot of hurt in this post. There's a lot of hurt. Like Dame said, they kill black men indiscriminately when we're talking about enforcing laws. Like Lisa said, marching or whatever is not going to change. So you got all these things. When you look at this, we always deal with just the symptoms. You're dealing with the symptoms of systemic racism, systematic racism, systematic oppression. What happens is once you take the human element from somebody, you could do anything to them. So when the crack epidemic blew up, and I need this, I'm using this to give you grounds on why I'm coming like this. So just hear me out. When the crack epidemic blew up, you had these people who were smokers. What do we call them?
Crackheads.
Crackheads.
Fiends.
Now, why did they call them crackheads? Why did they call them fiends? Why did they do that? It takes the human aspect away from them.
Exactly.
That then allows you to do anything you want to these people because they're no longer human. So if you go to Africa and you see that these people being oppressed, they call them cockroaches. The thing is, you take a human characteristic, you can do anything you can to these people.
Yeah.
So that is part of this problem. And I say all this by that. The word nigga came up in this.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas are making these killings. And I would say this, and the reason why I say that is that's an ignorance, and that's somebody not knowing themselves. So you sitting here, you got people who are marginalized, who can't get jobs, who don't get proper education. They need money. My man Xavier Allen used to say, people don't commit crimes on full stomachs.
Exactly.
People don't commit crimes on full stomachs, people. So these people are not inherently violent, misguided. Now, I'm not saying that we should pamper them. We should baby them. You want the criminal element out your neighborhood. This snitches get stitches have nothing to do with just regular crimes, people going out, robbing, killing, raping, whatever. This was everything about if you're a lower end drug dealer, you get busted, you don't tell on the upline. That's all that was. You don't tell on your connect. You don't tell on this. You do your time as a man. So now you got these people watching people rob, kill, cheat, do whatever to regular citizens. You have the weak robbing from the weaker, right? So it's perpetuating itself. And you don't control the image that you see of yourself in the media. So the media shows you all of this stuff. This is why I don't watch the news.
And look, I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask something to that, man, because what you just spoke to, that the images, and what she said in there, and it made me think. Was it Nia Wilson, the woman, the young lady?
Yeah, Nia Wilson in Oakland.
Nia Wilson in Oakland
system.
Just got killed out in Oakland a couple weeks ago
By a neo-Nazi.
stabbed her in the throat.
Her and her sister?
Yes.
Yeah, they stabbed her sister, killed her. And if you remember, not even 24 hours, they start showing her with a picture of a gun. She had a cell phone case as a gun. They put this in. Now she was the victim. Now
she was the victim.
She was the victim, but they show her. They wanted to demonize her immediately. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what you in the same post. You know, we are the terrorists. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what they did to Trayvon Martin.
Yes.
That's what they did to Mike Brown.
Exactly.
But what does that have to do with what the suspect did? What
exactly.
Does that justify because you see him with his middle finger up, or you see him with a stack of money on a Facebook post? How do you know that his mother didn't give him that stack of money during income tax time or doing whatever? Like, what does the middle finger have to do? When
has it been illegal to put your middle finger up or to hold a stack of money?
Exactly.
And it's not even part of the story.
And let's go back. And these people that's sitting here talking about these kids or these people that's being looked bad at in the news, let's go back and look at their Facebook pictures.
Correct.
The problem is this. This has never stopped. It started from day one and it's never stopped. We are getting killed. I remember, I'll never forget it, because the LA riot started on my 15th birthday. First day I got hot. And they had it on video camera. And what they do? Acquitted 4 white police officers for beating the crap out of a black man. This has not stopped. Lisa, you name the names like Freddie Gray. That's the one I named. That's from Baltimore.
Sandra Bland.
Yes, Sandra. Oh, that was even worse. Sandra.
What was crazy to me?
This has never stopped.
And it's so crazy because it's a subject, it's a topic, it's hot for that moment, and we all do the same thing. We cry, we march. Oh, that's messed up. We on Facebook.
Exactly.
Oh, that's sad. That's messed up. Instagram. Oh, that's sad. That's messed up. And then we talk about, oh, did you see what Trump did? Did you see what Nicki Minaj had on? And then we wait for the next black victim to get murdered, and then we do the same thing. It's literally insanity. But what are we gonna do?
Well, here's where I was going with that.
They won't play.
It's the victim victimizing itself, and then this thought process is a brainwash. When you have people say we're the terrorists or we're this is stuff that you're indoctrinated into. You're filthy as a rag. You're not worthy. You're not this, and you were put into chains because you were trying to be saved because you were savages. You were worshiping idols. This thought process is a process that's ingrained from you from an early age that you are less than. That's the same reason why test scores, the reason why LeBron's school is 3rd and 4th graders. In 4th grade, they introduced a subject called American history. At that time, black boys' test scores dropped dramatically. Why is that? That's the first time you learned that you were a slave.
Yep.
Nobody ever told you anything negative about yourself in your entire life until you get to the 4th grade. And then the 4th grade, you're told this is how important you are. But George Washington is the father of America. Benjamin Franklin invented electricity. Eli Whitney made the cotton gin. That's what we got. You know what I'm saying? But that
Rich.
Let me get to the point.
Okay.
So my main point is this. I'm breaking this down as I look at it. We're the fucking terrorists. No, we're not. You're talking about a small minority, as Derek said, that are doing these crazy things. You are vulnerable. You have people who are victimizing each other. How do you stop this? Marx is not going to stop it, and the government ain't going to stop it because it plays right into the hand. It plays right into the hand of the media. How you stop it is by spending money with yourself. And you say, well, how am I spending money with myself doing something? Well, if you spend money with yourself, you can start building businesses.
Romy Rome just checked in. James Rankin. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
Tony Reeves just joined us. We
Hey,
got Rome Shaw Dame in the building.
Hey,
Please go finish your thought.
Okay, so what we need to do is, Lisa, you said this before, and we talked about this. We need to start spending money with ourselves. And anybody who is not black that's watching this, that don't mean we can never keep money out of white hands. So get that out your mentality. That's nothing. This is not being racist. It's just being smart. A lot of times when we think it's racism, it's people being smart. When you say, oh, they spending money with each other, no, that's a smart thing to do.
But why is it a problem in our group? But you go to the Mexicans, they spend the money all throughout their culture. You go to the Chinese, they spend the money throughout our culture. It's only a problem when black people start spending in their culture. Then we being racist, then we being prejudiced and all that.
Well, see, then you can't allow people. See, that's one thing I like about certain other nationalities. They don't allow what you say to dictate what they do. And we have to become that. We have to stop being so susceptible to everybody's opinions. That's the reason why you see so many people posting pictures of themselves every single day on Facebook. It's a weak self-image of yourself so you can get accolades from other people. Now, I post just as much as anybody else. Most of my stuff is uplifting. I'm trying to motivate because it's motivating me. I'm going back to what my ancestors did when they said they were worshiping idols. They would meditate and see themselves in a higher self. We need to start seeing ourselves in a higher self. I'm not saying everything she said is wrong, but it's a misplaced anger there.
Yeah,
the system, you need to be mad at the system. The system has placed you in the lowest rung of the system. We know this, we need to start coming together collectively. And let's stop saying black people need to do this. You need to do this with your fucking family. You can't sit here and tell what black people do, and you ain't even talking to your sister, you ain't even talking to your cousin.
Exactly.
Miss me with that bullshit.
Exactly.
You can't even get together with your family and put their business together. So don't tell me what black people need. I need to get together with my brother. I need to get together with my sister, and we need to start a business. And then we need to start fucking with somebody else that's starting their business with their family.
See,
so
the problem.
Don't sit here and say the problem with black people is this. No, the problem with you motherfuckers is this. Y'all need to learn how to get together and learn how to get. It's sisters, it's cousins that ain't talking because one of their cousins dogged them in 11th grade or took her boyfriend. So you ain't talked to her in 20 years, but you still married to the motherfucker who gave you gonorrhea 3 times and had 2 kids on you.
You hear that shit?
Miss me with this bullshit. So don't tell me what's wrong with black people. Tell me what's wrong with yourself. You got people down even fucking with their kids because they just stole money from the kids have stole money from them, and now they ain't talking, they beef. No. We need to get our families together. So if you want Black America to get better, make your family better.
Amen.
Pick up the phone, talk to your kids. Pick up the phone, talk to your cousin. So don't come telling me something about some black people. You miss me with that bullshit. Facts. So you could do and you could say whatever. I ain't attacking nobody in particular. I'm telling you that I'm challenging y'all. You know what? You got the Kiki challenge. I'm Kiki, and then she. All right. I want the Black Family Business Challenge. I want Black families to get together and start building businesses. Don't worry about nobody outside your family. Fuck with the people you can fuck with. You can't mess with everybody. Some people cutthroat. You know your family better than anybody. But you got some good people in your family. Let's start that challenge. Let's start the business challenge. And what's this month? It's August?
It's August.
Hey,
it's August.
Okay, so
Black Family Business Challenge. Let's see how that catches on.
Let me see you start your LLC.
LLC.
So you the Johnson Family LLC. The Mitchell Family LLC, the Burnett Family LLC, the Morgan and Williams Family LLC. Let me get on that shit. Don't talk about black families when you can't even control yourself. I'm done with that, y'all. It's about 20 minutes in this. We got
anything they could find, Patrick Bubba Cole, anything they could find negative about black murder victims, they use that to justify taking his or her life. But a white person who commits murder, they want to excuse it and say it's psychological issues. Yes, indeed.
He's a lone wolf.
And there's one thing I wanted to add to that thing. Like, don't believe the hype. All right, don't believe the hype. You know, we have parties, we have get-togethers. You know what I'm saying? We kick it. Black people, we have a great time, more times than not. You know what I'm saying? You can have a great house party. And you got one motherfucker act a fool, and then it reflect on everybody there. And we know that's not the case. We know we kick it and we have a great time. 100 times out of 99 times something might happen. And when that something happens, don't sit here and make it like, oh, we all savages. And you know that's not even the case. It seems like
when black people have something, they see a black person on the news, or they was getting together, and then one person acted fool. You know how those niggers are. You know how those black people are. But it's not even just
us buying the hype. They gonna think what they gonna think. We can't be buying the hype on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But we do.
Say that, Lisa. I agree with you.
So
what happened to me, honestly, is what happened a long time ago when I was growing up. What happens is this. It's called Section 8. So what they do with Section 8 was, if the father was not allowed to live in the house with his children, when that happened and the father was not there, you had single mothers everywhere. And it was tough. They gave you food stamps. They let you get cheap rent. But the dad is the key. No, I love black women. I think y'all are the best mothers in the world because I got white friends. And they mothers, they run over their mothers. You know what I'm saying? I know this for a fact. But what happened was they tried to destroy the black community so the black single mother can live cheap.
All right, y'all. Hey, just for research purposes, I want y'all to research something called the Skinner Project, Dr. Skinner. And he came up with something called a project. And he used mice in this project. Mm-hmm. He put these mice in close proximity to each other in a very small area. He would treat the mice very, very badly. He could stick his hand in there, they would never attack him, but they attacked each other. Yep. Does that sound about familiar? Mm-hmm. Hey, yo, we need to change subject. Derek, what's going on?
Oh, well, everybody knows we're going into the NFL season.
Oh.
We're going into the NFL season, and what do we have? Brothers already kneeling. And the whole thing about the anthem. And I got to say, I've been dying to talk about this anthem. I've been dying to talk about this national anthem. I want to ask, let me ask anybody out there, anybody's watching, who feels disrespected when someone kneels for an anthem, please chime in and give your opinion on this. I would love to know it. I would love to hear it. It amazes me that 2 years ago when Kaepernick took the knee to make something to say something about all these brothers getting killed by the police, and to make this statement, the venom that has been spit toward this man, anybody else that would do it, it is amazing to me. It really is. And then the president, and then it's just like I mean, where are we at with this now? Where are we at with this? Just now, two brothers just kneeled for the Dolphins. And Donald Trump came and said, "Oh, those NFL players, you might as well say niggers, but he might as well say what he wanted to say, are at it again. They're kneeling again. They need to be. They ungrateful. They making all this money. They need to come out there." And one of my second favorite team, the Cowboys, who I used to root for religiously. Now I hope they lose every game.
First of all,
Jerry Jones comes out and he tells his niggas total lie. We're not going, none of us are going to kneel. This is the Cowboys. We're going to do this. This is it. And then his head nigger, Dak Prescott, I got the gun line, boss. We not going to kneel, boss. It's just, we're going to hold the gun line. It's just, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like,
okay, that's a great point. But at the same time, he did say they were sons of bitches. So what he basically said was what he could say without saying niggas. So he basically said, sons of bitches. The problem what I got with the protests is they changed the narrative. All we was talking about was being, police brutality. But that on Trump, nobody wanted him to be president, really. I mean, for real.
Well, you know what? Let's take their narrative. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, I don't feel no black men should stand for the national anthem. The national anthem don't represent us. Never has.
Totally.
It never has.
Totally
so when y'all and I got into it with a guy at work one day, and I tried to break this down to him. You can't expect everybody to have the same level of patriotism.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because our experience in this country is different from your experience in this country.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can expect us to have the same respect and fervor for the national anthem that y'all do, or whoever that, it's just you have to understand that. See, we don't understand. We don't even try to understand. Like the ears was closed as soon as they did. It's like, oh, you're disrespecting the anthem. Man, this anthem ain't never showed us no respect.
Nope.
They ain't never showed us no respect. We ain't never been respected by this country. This country ain't never fought for us. Never fought for us. This country ain't never fought for us. So why should we have so much respect for it? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You can say, well, go leave. No, I'm not leaving. There's too much blood been spilled. I got every right to say what the fuck I want to say. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be America. We're supposed to be able to express ourselves, but that's not the case. It's two Americas. It's the America they portray, and it's the America that's real. The America that was built off slavery. The America that was built off genocide. The America that was built off thievery and homicide. It's that America that y'all don't want to look at that. Y'all want to look at the Cowboys and Indians and apple pie and hot dogs and shit. That's not America. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's real though. It's real. Like, why you have, even, I don't care who you are if you look at this country honestly, the facts, you can't sit here and say this country's ever been great.
It's been rich, and that's because of us. Because y'all pimped us like we were some bitches. Y'all picked us, and we were slaving. I mean, we made y'all money. We the money makers. I mean, look at the history. The white man got rich off us, and in a weird way, he blew the money. America should be way more richer than it is now. They blew the money. They always do. They blow the money because they stingy and they greedy. But at the same time, long story short,
Romy Rome said, fuck the NFL. I see you, Rome. Yeah. He also said we have to stand for something, some way, somehow. And look,
I ain't said that.
I'll say this. Me personally, I have boycotted the NFL last year.
Yeah, you did.
I'm boycotting again this year. I've never once told anybody what they should or shouldn't do. If you do what you do, you know what I'm saying? I have my own reasons. And people want to argue with you. Yeah. Like, what does that got to do? Look, listen, my personal reason the NFL has showed me that they don't care about my patrons. This is what they have shown me by blackballing Kaepernick, and now Eric Reed ain't got a job. Now you might could argue, well, Kaepernick was a friend starter, maybe you know what I'm saying. You might, but Eric Reed is a bona fide starter in the NFL right now, and he still don't have a job. He was right next to Kaepernick when Kaepernick did it. Eric Reed was the first one to go next to him.
Both.
And neither one of them have a job. So what you're telling me is my money's no good. You don't care about me. You patronize your white fans, and you have other fans too. I mean, we just as in this as they are, but they haven't even mentioned why he was doing it in the first place. They don't even mention it.
No,
they don't even mention it at all.
Why?
They know why, but they won't mention it.
No.
They won't even say it. They won't even say it.
They got to paint a narrative. Now, before I go further, Yvonne Cheatham, how you doing? She said, "Truth being told, much love." Patrick Bubble Cole, Black Love, your brother and sister challenge. I like that. Black Love, your brother and sister challenge. And that might be even better.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jerome Newman says, some energy, keep the money in the families, give it to them, Rich. And then the F in the mail. And we have to stand for something, some way, somehow. But Derek, you know what? I got to say this. This is going to sound crazy. As far as Dak Prescott go, now, I haven't watched the NFL. You know, I was protesting. I didn't participate in fantasy football last year. I've been protesting from day one. Once I saw that they weren't doing what they were doing. Then, I saw the comments about Dak Prescott. You know, it just hit my social media. Everybody calling him a sellout, blah, blah. Remember, this is a young man.
For those who don't know, Dak Prescott is the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And the owner of the Dallas Cowboys came out and said everybody for the Cowboys will stand for the anthem. And Dak Prescott echoed his sentiment saying this protest, doing it through the national anthem is not the best time we should protest. It's about football. It's about us coming together and blah, 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 blah.
If that's the case, then why do you even say the national anthem
it wouldn't even
with?
Well, you know that the government paid the NFL to look more patriotic. The reason why the players weren't even outside years ago for the national anthem, they used to be inside. It wasn't until after a certain point, after 9/11,
they cast that check,
that they said, "Could y'all come out? It makes it look more patriotic. It sells the military the whole nine." So I want to say this. I'm preface it like this: my grandfather served in the military for the United States in World War II. He fought. He came back home. He tried to buy a home for my mama and my aunties and my uncle, and they redlined it. He had the GI Bill. The GI Bill is what built the suburbs of America. A lot of people say people pull themselves up by the bootstraps, but the GI Bill is what propelled the movement from urban areas to suburbs. But they didn't allow a lot of black families to do it, so he couldn't partake. He got off a bus after fighting Hitler, the Nazis, the whole nine. Came home just to be called boy and nigger. But you want him to have the same reverence for this flag that everybody else does. Now, I drove him into drinking. My grandfather became an alcoholic. If I'm offending anybody in my family, I'm sorry. I don't know if you're aware of this. I have a cousin who served 20 years in the Navy. Very proud of him, Albert Mitchell, American hero. American hero. My son is going to the Air Force. My father-in-law he spent 8 years in the Air Force. So I have military experience in my family. So this whole flag thing, it didn't get blown up until President Trump got involved. Resident Trump, let's just call him. I'm calling him that, Resident Trump. Now, he could care less about any of this. It is just a ploy to get him political strength. And the fact that he is jealous that the NFL would not allow him to buy the Buffalo Bills years ago.
To say that.
And he is like, they said, we don't want your kind in the NFL. You have a bad track record. Mm-hmm. We don't want you. So he started something called the USFL. He helped start the USFL.
No, that was way before that.
So, a fledgling league that did okay. Herschel Walker went there, whatever. Jim Kelly stood. And the USFL was pretty good for a few years, but it went away.
Yeah.
So he could never duplicate the success of the NFL. So he had a long-standing jealousy of the NFL. First, I wasn't good enough to get in there. Now I finally got in. He is a very vindictive man. He's a very petty,
he's stirring the pot. He's stirring the pot.
He knows that this protest had nothing to do with the flag, but he knows that the media will direct his narrative toward his base and make it seem like black people are being disrespectful to the flag. Yeah, the United States has done a lot wrong to us. Let's just get that over with. You know, United States is like the uncle that molested you, that paid for you to go to college. You know, like damn. You know, that's shout out to my man Chris Rock. But that's what the U.S. is. It's like, you know, you fingered me when I was 3, but damn, I got these books because my uncle don't see it. You know, man, motherfucker cool now. But the thing is, it's not that none of us hate the United States. I'm telling you, there's very few countries you can live in and learn the knowledge that we've learned and we've assembled outside of what they could consider academia.
And that's a great point. And that's when you're talking about a true patriot, man.
That's a true
You
patriot.
are a true patriot, my friend. You are a true, because you have to be able to be correct. Like, everything ain't peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? And when it's injustices, this is what the country's supposed to be based on. You know what I mean? And we have to be able to speak on this thing and be able to get it right. And everybody's voice should be heard, but they don't want to only hear certain people's voices. We got another comment. My man Patrick is on fire.
What's
the
up, Pat?
significance of Donald Trump is that he exposes this country for what it really is, a very racist country. I'm guilty of being one of those brothers who accuse pro-black people of exaggerating about racism and white supremacist conspiracy. But since he has been elected, Trump has brought to the light that they all have been saying this country was true. Yes, indeed.
Wow.
I'm one of them guys that's been screaming that since day one.
But shout out to you, Pat, to say something like that.
Definitely.
That right there, that's very self-effacing. That's a very modest man who's like, hey, yo, I wasn't rolling with you. But Pat, you are no different from, just like that comment we read earlier when she's like, we the black terrorists. That's that self-hate that we're talking about. And a lot of times, black people who are successful are made to feel, or I shouldn't say that, some of them, not all of them, are scared to go with the flow of saying there's racism or it's this. They're like, if I did it, you did it, because it'll take away from the accomplishments that they made. So they're scared to say that it is racism. It is this, it is that. They say, well, if I did it, you can do it.
Right,
It reminds me of Tom Jackson or a chief Tom Souls, on Bio Sports. And I don't say names, but these are not names. These are fake names. But people like that are scared to say my success means that there is no racism. It's no racism because I'm successful. That doesn't make sense. Or let's get back to Trump. I'm sorry. I'm jumping around. Trump is only attacking the NFL out of pettiness. And y'all, he's playing us, and he's playing middle-class white people against middle-class black people, lower-class black people against lower-class white people. The elite don't give a fuck about this.
They don't.
They don't give a fuck.
And they sitting there kicking it and dapping it up.
We are all sitting here and we arguing about absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
The USFL happened in 1984. I'll never forget it because it was weird. That was the year my brother introduced me to watching football, because I just watched my first Super Bowl when Marcus Allen ran for 191 yards against the Redskins. And then next thing you know, that's where I met my big brother right here. And the USFL, actually, it was fun to watch. Who blew the whole league? It was Donald Trump. All these years later, you're right, the Buffalo Bills. It wasn't even Buffalo, because remember, they had just died. The other owners didn't even want him in the league, but you can win the presidency. We got
Rico. What's up, Rico?
What's up,
just joined. My man Romy Rome said, "Fuck that flag." He said, "My people getting killed every day right now. Pay attention."
Hey, y'all about to throw y'all a curveball, and then I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna digress because we got to move on to Lisa's subject. But as it goes to the national anthem and any other anthem that you standing for, y'all might not agree with this, but I think that you should respect every country's anthem. If you're at the Olympics and Hungary wins, you stand up for the Hungarian national anthem. If Russia wins, they win. I think that you should respect traditions, even if you know something different from that. However,
hold on,
calm down. Colin Kaepernick, when he did what he did for the anthem, I respect what he did. And I applaud what he did. And it should have brought to light the violence against black men. Calm down, Damon. It should have brought to light the violence against black men. But it didn't. It didn't. That's why you have to continue doing it. Because people aren't talking about what they're supposed to be talking about because you got somebody in office who is telling them what they should be talking about. But he ain't telling them the only reason why he's talking about that is because they wouldn't let him in the fucking league.
Facts.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Grow up. Grow up. You are running the country. Stop with these petty vendettas. The whole nine. Man, get everything right.
Hey,
stop doing everything from
Trump is
top
just so easy. It's just so easy. It's like Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Too easy.
What's up? What's up?
What's up,
mind,
little
Lisa?
lady Lisa? Let's get it.
So the other day, I was watching this documentary, and it's called Killer Curve. Some of y'all may have watched it. Some of y'all may have not. But for those who didn't watch it,
I didn't hear you. What was it called?
it's called Killer Curves.
Killer Curves. Okay.
So for those who didn't watch it, it was based off women who's getting these butt injections. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, what is it about ass that just got y'all so infatuated?
I think
Because
it's the whole body image. I think it goes in the whole body image, everything. You know what I mean? The whole body image of lips, ass, the whole nine.
Okay, but it's to the point now where women are now killing themselves, literally killing themselves, to look like what men feel as if it's beautiful.
What they think men think.
What-
What they think, yes,
Yeah.
what they think. Because that's a false narrative.
Exactly.
Let me tell you this. Men, we as men, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck if your right leg is small, too small, if your left titty is bigger than your right titty. We don't care. Look around. Look at some of the guys. Look at some of the
My
women.
type is vagina.
Yes.
What type of woman I like?
Look at
Vagina.
hey, look
I
at
like vagina. Oh, she has a vagina.
That's
Oh,
it.
really?
Nah,
It's
but
like
that's-
Cat Williams. Cat Williams said it on that Pimp Chronicles. He said, we don't care about those stretch marks.
Yeah, man,
He
look.
said they cover two things.
Yeah.
Either you was small and got big, or you was big and you got small.
Hey, look here. You better not roll up in here without no stretch mark. I would be suspicious. You know what I'm saying? I would be suspicious. Like, you better show me some ideas, son. You better get it from out of here.
She ain't got no scars or scratches. So is it more like, is it that it's the media that's making women feel that they have to look a certain way? Because me, I don't understand what all the hype is, because quite frankly, it's hard as fuck to live a life as a curvy woman.
It's hard.
It's hard.
You don't like doors being open?
Hey,
You don't like
let me
you don't like get preferential treatment?
But no, not that. Yeah, hell yeah. But a skinny woman can get that.
No,
An ugly
you know
woman
what?
can get that.
Look,
But
this is this right. Let me get this.
All right,
Let me get this.
I'm done with this one.
Let me get this one.
Shout out to ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Sean Ray just joined us. And look, man, anybody who, if you watch this show, I'm going to tell you one thing you're going to hear a lot of, from me, from all of us. You're going to hear about indoctrinations. You're going to hear about programming. You're going to hear, let me show you how this works. You look how they run the same fucking play, and we act like we don't same play. They create the sickness, and then they say the cure. All right, they tell you not, you go to religion. I hate you, I gotta throw it up, but they tell women that they are the cause of all sin. They tell women that you should be seen and not heard. You got all these prophets in the Bible, right? And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember any of them being women. But if you go to any church, the majority of the congregation is going to be what?
Women.
Yeah.
You understand? You see how that works? You use the media.
You know what
They say you these images of what they so they can make you feel bad about yourself, so they can sell you the cure. You too fat. But we got these pills that you can take, or we can give you this liposuction. Your hair is too nappy. It's not long like this image, like these women that don't even look like that. Them women don't even look like that. These magazines, they say these Harlequin novels. On TV, they see this image that you can never live up to, and your man to be at home. Exactly, your man. These women be having a man and a husband. And he be telling the baby, "You're beautiful. Everything about you is beautiful. I love your little pouch or your knapsack or whatever it is. I like your hair, your fupa. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I like every one of your stretch marks, baby. And he's telling her this. Yeah. And he means it, but it's like with my man. Right there, I know where he at too. Well, my man J. Cole was like, when I'm telling you you're beautiful, but you can't be sure. That's the line. Like we love it, but you have been programmed with this image that you can never attain. And then they sell you the implants, they sell you the butt implants, the titty implants, and no matter how many implants and surgeries, you never will feel. You won't. You never feel because you've been programmed to feel bad about yourself. It's not you. It's what's on the inside that's hurting. It's your soul that's fucked up. Once you sit back and realize, like, damn, like I am, like, no matter what the fuck I do, I'm still gonna feel some type of way. So then you have to sit back and look at yourself and start working on yourself. It took me personally. It took me a very fucking long time to get to where I am right now. If you would have asked me 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now. My mind was I was so fucked up mentally and feeling so bad about myself because of what I had been through as a child, what I had been through growing up. I've been through some shit growing up. And then because I think because of what I went through as a child, it made me look for the wrong things, which I thought that's what I wanted, and I thought that's what it was. Mm-hmm. So I did what I did, thinking that's what I wanted, and that's who I was, but it wasn't. And it took me a long time to figure out how to get to where I'm at. We are programmed. We are programmed. Well, every single one of us is programmed when we come out.
Well, Lisa, when you was just talking, you know what I was thinking about? You know how we started the show? I don't know. We started the show talking about, we're talking about Black Lives Matter, all lives matter, but we are worst fucking enemy or whatever, right? It sounds like that's what women kind of go through when they're looking at their own self-image.
We do.
And it's you don't think, as a man, you don't think about women going through that. Go ahead.
I mean, we sit there and we looking at the Beyoncés and we looking at the whoever, the fucking white girls, and we be like, damn, I want that hair, I want that. But that ain't you. So you sitting here spending all this money trying to go and fix this and get this and buy this weave and buy all this shit, and you still gonna be even more fucked up than what you was before you went out and bought that shit, because you buying all this shit thinking you look good, but really you still ugly on the outside because you ugly on the inside.
And that's the purpose.
Work on your inside before you get all that fake hair, before you get all that fake weave. It took me a long time to feel comfortable wearing my real hair.
You know why? That's society. That's society.
That's the program.
And I'm gonna tell you what I always said this. I mean, I'm 41 years old now. I don't mess with nothing fake. You see the bandanas because she ain't got no weave. Everything is real on her. I always been that way. I don't knock the fake hair. I don't really knock the fake nails.
I don't knock it either.
I don't knock it. Just not my type. But when women do that over time, you are exactly right, Lisa. You are perfectly right. Because you can get lost in yourself.
Right.
Just like a man. Yeah. A man, he don't want to gain weight. He don't want, he want to work.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. I think one of y'all said it. Derek said it. We all programmed.
I mean, I remember, man, as a young man, you know what I'm saying? I didn't grow up around white women, but I remember I was fixated on light-skinned girls because that was what it was. You know what I mean? It's how I was conditioned. I didn't know no better. So if you was the brown paper bag teller, if you weren't lighting that brown paper bag, I wasn't having it. You know what I mean? I used to have dark skinned girls that used to have crushes on me, and I wouldn't give them the time of day. You know what I mean? Until I learned knowledge of self. I learned about the history. I learned about, you know what I'm saying, the black man being the original man. I learned that and I learned the beauty that we have, and it changed my whole, my mind changed, and then what I like changed, and then I understood, like I was programmed to like a certain thing, and I didn't even know it. And that's the thing, that most of us we don't even realize, like from the moment you're born, these images are. I mean, they spend millions and millions and billions of dollars to sell it to make you feel bad, especially women. They want to make you feel bad about yourself, so you will buy this makeup, so you will put this weave in your hair.
And I used to feel so bad about being dark skinned. Like
what?
Like for real, I would grow up like the guys that I would date when I was younger. One particular, you know who you are. You know who you is. He used to always talk about me being dark, and he used to call me names. You know what I'm saying? And at that time, I already had a low self-esteem because I was always thick. So I felt fat. And then there was just other issues going on. And then here you come. You're supposed to be my boyfriend. You're supposed to be my boo.
Yeah.
And you sitting here talking about how dark I am, So growing up, I always felt, and then my sister was lighter than me. And then my dad was lighter than me. Only people that was really dark in my family was my mom's side. But I didn't really get a chance to be around my mom after a certain age. So it was really hard growing up, being dark, being thick. It was crazy.
Gigi just joined us. Hey everybody, she said, hey, she gonna shout out the little brother, you know what I'm saying, but don't shout me out. This is Cole. What's up, Gigi? You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Gigi?
Patrick Bubba Cole commented, this is why we need to open up to mental therapy. I can dig that. What was you about to say, Dick Dawson?
Well, you know what, man? I promise you, I must be from Bizarro world. Y'all been knowing me for years, right?
Forever.
I always liked dark-skinned women. From the day I was born, I like the crispiest, darkest, blurple women in the world. Actually, I had to be reprogrammed from that. I didn't realize that was my problem. Like, my best female friend is as translucent as you can freaking get. What's up, Kenya? Your birthday coming up, baby. Happy birthday. That's my sister. I love you, baby. And she's gorgeous. That's my sister. She's like, Rich, you really got a thing against like women. I didn't realize that. I've always liked chocolate women. Matter of fact, if it was something, I thought I was just the most chocolate thing in the world. So some girl blew my world out like, what? You ain't chocolate. Yeah.
Get your light-skinned self out of here.
I was depressed for 3 weeks, right? So you talk about image things. So, I mean, I guess I missed that. My mother really didn't. She didn't do that to us.
She was chocolate. She was chocolate.
Yeah, my mom was chocolate.
But see, that's one thing, because I know a lot of moms that tell their child, you better not bring no dark skin. You better not bring no dark skinned girl in here.
Oh,
you better. I've heard it myself.
See,
I've heard it myself. I know a lot of women.
All 3 of my kids are chocolate. Look, I'm telling you, I got some beautiful chocolate babies. And you know what?
Yes.
What I don't like. Now, I'm sorry that I even say I got beautiful chocolate babies. They're just beautiful anyway. My son, my daughters, Alexis, Lyra, Trent. I got beautiful kids. The thing is this though, that I do listen to compliments that people give me.
Okay.
Like, they're like, ooh, she is a gorgeous chocolate girl. Or she is a really beautiful chocolate girl.
For a dark-skinned
handsome
girl.
Chocolate.
I didn't have that.
Hold on. Let's stretch this out. Let me stretch.
No, you see these
But I
girls
don't even think I'm really like that dark.
Well,
no, you're not. You're not.
So why wouldn't I grow up like?
Because
people like,
stereotype.
You black. I don't even think I'm that
I
dark.
never got that. I mean, it missed me. I didn't even know they still talking about, like, my daughter was hitting me on like team light skin, team dark skin. Like, y'all still on this?
We still do.
You know that shit come from slave days where they gave you a pecking order.
Yep.
It's almost like the
house
Tutsi tribe and
nigga.
in the war in Rwanda. Do you know the Belgium separated the people by the length of their nose? That's how they got in the tribes and stuff. Y'all stop letting other people tell you what your beauty is. You are beautiful.
That goes
you are
back
beautiful.
to the whole.
Black
listen,
woman is God.
The powers that be want to make you insecure.
Say that.
They want to
So
make
they
you
make money.
feel bad about you. Exactly. So they can make money, and also so they can control the narrative. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to have high self-esteem. They do. They spend millions of dollars so you feel bad about yourself. And that's black, white, fat, skinny. You know what I mean? You got people in Africa bleaching their skin. You got women frying their hair. You got white women injecting liposuction, cylinder, whatever, in their lips to make the. I mean, it's like they don't matter. Like either you're too skinny, we can make you fatter. You're too fat, we can make you skinnier. They just want you to feel bad about yourself, so they can sell you the cure. So they want to make money off you. But if they make you feel horrible about yourself, like look at Lil' Kim. You know what I mean? How many surgeries can you have? She'll never feel good. Like you said, it's beauty.
One of the coldest MCs ever lived.
Yeah.
Let's give it up to her, though.
I wouldn't go that far. You know what I'm saying? No. But I put it like this. You're not MC if you don't write your own lyrics. She don't write her own lyrics.
She
don't write her lyrics. Biggie wrote her own lyrics. Biggie write her lyrics.
Man, that might be cut. Quiet Storm.
She didn't write that.
Biggie was dead already.
She didn't write
Hey,
that.
wait, Derek, we got some comments. Wait, everybody, you watching Full Disclosure.
You know I'm about to go.
Derek Williams in the house. You got Lisa Burnett in the house. Your man Big Dick Green in the house. You got my man Damon Morgan in the house. Today's topics, we were talking about self-hate, Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, why we killing each other. We also talked about this NFL, this protest, how they blackballing Colin Kaepernick, and now what we're talking about is self-image. Women, you doing this thing, you putting button injections in to look better as a man. You watch a Full Disclosure,
and
Derek,
y'all
what we
don't
got on
even
there?
look good with
We
that
got-
booty injection,
we
so
got
y'all
Jerry.
need to stop it.
We got Jerry
Please.
Farrell. He says he just joined and said, "What's up?"
What's
we got
up, Jerry?
Jewel Mitchell. She said, "I've always dated light-skinned men. I was attracted to, but dark-skinned men never talked to me. But right now I am dating a dark-skinned man for the first time, but I see myself as a beautiful dark woman, but men say you are a thick chocolate woman." Yeah. I mean, we've bought into a lot of the narrative too. You know what I mean? It's the program. You know what I mean? You've been told what is beautiful. You've been shown what is beautiful. And a lot of men, a lot of women, some men have bought into it too. But true beauty comes from within. I mean, if you, whatever your physical, if you close your eyes and think about what the perfect physical type is, or what you may, 9 times out of 10, that's not who you with. You know what I'm saying? Other than me, but most of y'all don't. You're not with that type of person. You know what I mean?
Like how you threw that in there.
You know,
Don't let me cut you off.
but you know, I mean, I'm serious. Like, there's plenty of times when you just saw a woman that was just something about her.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
She didn't have she wasn't the
booty
size,
or-
she wasn't the height that you imagine in your head, and she wasn't you know what I mean? But it was something about her, man. It was something about her made a certain way, and that's beauty. That's true beauty. It's not what you look like on the outside. It's who you are on the inside. If you're a good, beautiful person, that's what it's about. That's what we see. That's what we see.
We got some new
Bruh,
comments.
let me interrupt you on that one.
Tell us,
three
Dame.
reasons.
Tell us, Dame. Tell him,
Three
Dame.
reasons.
Tell him, Dame.
I had a girl who had made a lot of she made good money. She was tall, she was thick, she was stacked, she had her own place, her own car. But she was white. And you didn't like it. My mother didn't like it. Y'all never told me that. But I saw it in your personality. Because my mom didn't like it. I'm just being honest.
What's the
Our
point?
mom.
Okay.
I don't know why. Look, I wasn't looking for a white girl. I wasn't. I swear to God in my life I wasn't. But she treated me like an angel. And it just seemed like certain people that I was close to didn't like it.
Well,
Now,
you
look,
know, we're not
you
doing
sure?
interracial relationships this
Nah,
weekend.
that's next weekend. You throwing it up.
Yeah, we're not
Let
doing
yourself.
interracial. Yeah, we
Let yourself.
I'm not with her. No, my
We
bad.
gotta
My
do
bad.
interracial
I ain't thought
relationships
you were
this
the best
weekend.
because you actually was respectful. I'm just talking about the police. I'm talking about the co-workers. I'm talking about the citizens. You could tell when you messing with somebody in another race.
Well, to get back to the subject, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Listen,
Derek, here's my question to you,
What's
Dame. When you went to her house and her mama was drinking tea, did you go into the sunken place? Did she make you stop smoking? Was it a brother outside jogging and ran up on you real fast?
we got Jerome Jackson that just commented. But the real is that we are programmed to look for physical first.
Now that's true. We look at the physical too much for females. That's very unfair to women. Because guys, we walking around looking like pears.
Some people look at race.
We talking about,
but you know,
she gotta be built like this.
But you know, it's
hanging over your belt.
Look at race.
It's different though, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we as men, we see if a woman walks out and her ass is out, we gonna look.
Say that.
If you know, if a woman is appeasing in whatever way, we're gonna look. You know what I mean?
But sometimes it just be too much. Like, can I just live? Like,
maybe you sneakier looking at a handsome man in the same manner.
But what I'm saying is, as far as the body type.
I'm just asking.
We do, but it ain't like people like, damn, look at that nigga right there with the.
You don't do that.
We might be between amongst our girls, but y'all dudes be too much. Like
what? Like
I could be walking I could be in Walmart, and a dude be like, well, damn, and he be with boy like, damn, look. Damn, can I live?
A wise man once told me, a guy named Derek Williams, he told me, he said, a woman, a good-looking woman is like a male superstar, like a male who's known, who's a famous male, in that she is just going to get noticed. For a man to get noticed like a woman, he has to be either a super famous athlete or a super famous actor.
Or money.
Not all the time.
No.
As much as y'all women claiming that y'all love Morris
I don't care how fine.
If Morris Chestnut lived across the street from you and worked at Burger King, you wouldn't be dying over
So
Morris Chestnut like that.
you saying that if a woman is with her girl and we see a man that's in Walmart and he's just like, damn, we won't be like, damn, look at him, girl.
No, he's not going to get the same attention.
He'll get that attention.
As he's not going to get the same attention as a family.
Wait a minute. I experienced firsthand. I was at a family member's house, and he was outside. He's minding his own business at the time, and he didn't have no shirt on, and his little tattoos was out, and his little muscles was out. And the girl rolled past, was like, "Damn, who is you? Damn, And he like, oh, you know, I got a wife. You know, she's like, I don't care who is you.
But you're talking about one woman.
Girl, and you give her my number. I want to talk to her.
You talk about one woman. Look, I'm telling you.
I don't know who she was.
Look, I'm telling you, as a
random chick riding bass.
If you're a man and you walk into a club, and you walk into a club and you walk in with a pair of jeans and a neck and a shirt, you might be a good-looking dude. Yeah. Some women might check you out.
No, I didn't been. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I done been in the experience when I'm with women and women see a man and they got their sweatpants on and they be like, "Damn, you look good. What's the little sweatpants?" Like some thirsty ass females. I done been in a situation where. Several situations.
Don't call them thirsty. They're just observant, and we love you.
Okay, women, some observant ass females. Some observant ass females.
Thank you for being observant, female.
No, you
leave them alone. Y'all ain't thirsty. I have water.
Patrick Cole said, "Yeah, we could be quite thirsty. Laugh out loud." Jerome Jackson said, "She lying. Women do it more than men."
Ooh.
The female is Jerry Farrell's. The female is faking. Ask her how many times have she approached someone.
Yeah, how many times you approach a man since you talking mess? How many times you just picked up a dude? That's what I want to know.
How many times? Well, I haven't picked up nobody in a long time.
No, we talking about this before. You know, whoever you messing with right now. Don't be scared.
How many times have I picked up a dude?
You turn to the goddamn cowardly lion in front of. I feel like I got to cast the fucking Wizard of Oz here all of a sudden. This girl is ferocious.
So what you're saying is that
I'm not gonna have you perjure yourself.
So what you mean is that like I didn't see somebody be like, "Ooh, what's up? Can I get your number?" Like that's what y'all.
You know who you sound like?
I don't know. That's
that
what
came
he's
home
saying.
late and his woman like, "Well, where you been? Huh? well, you mean what? Like out the house been?" All right, hey Derek, I see some more comments. Oh, Patrick Bubba Boy Cole said, "Don't get me started on the coldest female MC." Jerome said, "What up?" But real is that we are all programmed to look physical first. You read that, didn't you? Jerry Frill said, "Put me on your show." Come on, Jerry. Hey, man. You know, I done butt heads with some of your views, so I love you being on here. When it comes down to it, real talk. And what Jerry Frill say? How you going? You have to go with. Okay, I don't know what you just said there, Jerry. Well, what's up, y'all? Y'all watching Full Disclosure? You got Big Derek Williams in the house. Got the lady in the house, Lisa Burnett. Big Dick Green in the house. Damon Morgan. We're going to do this. We're going to continue this cast. It's a podcast, y'all. The link is below. I want y'all to click on that link. Y'all save us in your podcast. If you don't have an iPhone, don't worry. You can download a cast player for your Android if you got Android or other phones. I want y'all go to our podcast. We're going to be uploading these. We're going to have real discussions. We're going to have a number where you can call in. But join us right now. We appreciate y'all. Derek, I'm gonna turn it back over to you, man, because Derek running this. Why am I shutting it down?
No, you good. You good.
Why am I shutting it down? I just want to tell y'all, we thank y'all for joining us. We thank you for your input. I would like to talk about who's the coldest MC before we go, but maybe that's
Laura Hill.
I love you, Laura Hill. You're beautiful. I think that's we talking about female MCs. Who's the coldest female MC? Hey, Laura Hill put it down. As a matter of fact, before we even go, who the coldest female MC? I want everybody on to tell us.
Yeah.
Who y'all think the coldest female MC is?
Derek, who the coldest?
Who the coldest, D? Females.
I don't know. I mean, there's nobody that really stands out to me, to be honest with you. I mean,
come on, man.
There is not. I mean, Lauryn Hill, I guess I would say.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
if I had to, I would have to say
90s.
Lauryn Hill. If I had to pick one.
Hey, Jerry Fair said MC Light.
I was gonna say number 2.
MC Light is definitely in the top 5. Lauryn Hill, he said that's my man Jerome Jackson. He said that she the best ever. Got another one for MC Light. Patrick Butterboy said MC Light. Oh, she killing it.
Laura Hill, the Bo Jackson. She's Bo Jackson.
She Bo Jackson. She
didn't play long enough.
Oh man,
she didn't play long enough.
Jerome Jackson said Lauryn Hill.
Hey,
MC
man.
Light.
I'm gonna say
MC Light.
I love MC Light. But Lauryn Hill number 1.
Hey, wait.
She made
one more for Hill. Okay. Top 5. She the trailblazer. Okay. MC Light is a trailblazer as far as hard MCs. I mean, because you think of like the Boss came after that. The Boss kind of copied, not copied, but had that rough style.
Yeah.
Boss was nice. And then the Brat. I mean, the Brat never get mentioned. Brat is cold. I ain't saying she the coldest MC, but she can flow.
She was up
she
there.
brought some
like
stuff.
said, Chris Cross
stuff,
the best duo.
Hey man, come on, man. You can't. Come on, man.
So good.
The Brat can flow. But I'm gonna tell y'all, people that they don't talk about who ain't really get that pub. Like Lady of Rage was cold.
I'm gonna tell you who ain't.
Me and X had the best line about it.
I'm gonna tell you
that's one thing you rap on.
I'm gonna tell you who ain't get no pub. And if you ain't seen the movie Roxanne on Netflix, Roxanne was one of the coldest MCs. She had a couple, right? Yeah, Roxanne Shante.
Oh,
they were showing how she was. They were showing how it was only one of them.
There you go, Pat.
It was only one of them, and how she was battling them dudes, and she was eating up everybody in the neighborhood. See, ain't none of these female battling nobody. You know what I'm saying? She was a hard dude.
Yeah,
so shout out to Roxanne Shante.
And you see, Nas was like having trouble going up to his you know what I'm saying? And Nas even spit it on one of his things that he used to be scared to spit. So that's Brad is up there. Thank you,
he said Brad is up there.
Hey, y'all, what about Remy Ma?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this though. I think Nicki Minaj is the coldest.
No.
I give it to Nicki.
No.
Could it be the fat ass?
No.
Could be the fat ass. It's the fat ass.
That girl can flow.
The ass got you hypnotized.
Okay, well, Nicki, she stole that song Monster, did she not? Did she steal Monster?
She stole
Okay, she stole Monster. Did she not, My Chick Bad, My Chick Good? Did she not steal that song against Ludacris?
I take Bahamadia. I take Bahamadia over Nicki Minaj.
Who?
Bahamadia.
Yeah,
the female MC out of Philadelphia.
I don't remember her.
She came out in the late 90s.
But see, here's why I say that. Remember, we talked about this before. Every time a new female come out, who they compare it to? Nicki. When young M.A. was hot, she coming at Nicki. Cardi B, she coming.
Cardi B. Everybody compare everybody to Cardi B.
Oh,
hell no, Jerry! I can't get no love, Jerry. Thank you, brother. He said hell no to Nicki.
Cardi B and that wherever you said.
Hey, Cardi B
Young
can actually
M.I., they
Cardi B actually
kick
flow.
rocks. I'll take Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, when
over
you're
both
drunk
of
in
them.
the bar, she can flow.
I'm
Well,
not.
that's
I'm
why
not
I'm
a
going to
Nicki.
bar no
I'm not a
more.
Nicki Minaj
That's when you-
fan.
that's-
Y'all haters, man.
That's
Y'all
when you
haters.
say-
I
when
love
wanna-
you, Nicki.
When you want to turn up,
Oh, Rich, you like Nicki?
I like Nicki.
when
Nicki
you
Cole.
drinking in the bar, you turn on Cardi B.
Who better?
When you clean the house and you by yourself, you
Oh,
like,
she like Cardi Durst. She like
That's when
Cardi.
you listen to Cardi B.
Cardi B, yeah, that's
I'm
when you
not,
grunt.
I'm not about to go out and buy Cardi B.
No.
You're not about to find her on my phone.
Hey, what's that one song by Lauryn Hill that I love though?
You might find her playing on Pandora.
Hey y'all, we going on. I just wanted to do that. Hey y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to Full Disclosure. It's your boy Big Rich. All time top 5. Hold on, Patrick put something up. Oh, he threw dudes on. All right, this is top 5. We're gonna have a top 5 show, y'all. His number 5 is Busta Rhymes. I was just saying Busta is underrated. I just said that.
Number 5.
Number 4 is Nas. This is the list according to Patrick Bubba Boy Cole. Number 3, Rakim, the God MC himself.
Oh, MC.
Number 2, Big Daddy Kane is in the house, y'all. And his number 1 all-time MC is KRS-One, Blastmaster. Shout out to the God KRS-One. Hey, y'all. D, I'd like you to do the honors, man.
Well, hey, thanks for joining us, man. We're gonna keep going on the podcast. Anybody want to keep listening? Check us out on the podcast on iTunes. You know what I'm saying? Full disclosure, you'll see us. We out on the live joint. So everybody's, you know what I'm saying? Give them a little shout out. You know what I'm saying? Peace out. It's all love all day.
Thank y'all for joining us. Love you.
See you later.
Stay black. Stay white too.